a tweet by President Trump signing today, I'll sign an executive order that directs the federal government to replace outdated degree-based hiring with skill-based hiring. This is scary stuff for colleges and universities, by the way, right?
Yeah.
Then he says, Friday during a meeting with American Workforce Policy Advisory Board, the federal government will no longer be narrowly focused on where you went to school, but the skills and the talents that you bring to the job. This is what we just said. Kai, pull up what Elon Musk said recently, what they did with Tesla. If you want to bring up that article that we have up there, check this out. Elon Musk said a college degree isn't required for a job at Tesla. Apple, Google, Netflix don't require employees to have a 4-year degree either. However, while all this stuff is going on, guess what Harvard says today? Harvard says today for 2020, 2021 class, they're doing 100% online. Harvard is the pinnacle, $40 billion endowment, 60, whatever the amount is. They got a lot of money in their endowment. They announced that we're doing it all online. However, here's the kicker. The $49,000 tuition, you still have to pay 100% of it, even though it's all online. So having said that, what are your thoughts about Trump and what Harvard's doing right now?
I don't think people realize this is a game changer. I mean, this is what we've been saying all along. For a long time, we've said that we're going to move away from the paper degree and who has more degrees than a thermometer but doesn't know how to do it. Like, okay, so
more degrees than a thermometer.
I've got what?
That's a good one right there.
Yeah, I've got 1 semester of college under my belt. I've been president of 2 very, very successful companies, had a nice exit on one of the companies, and I've got what? A semester? Yet I've got a huge brand. Pat, you've been to how much school?
No 4-year, no 2-year, no.
Boom.
Yeah.
And you're worth so much money, Saddam Hussein is jealous, right?
Another Saddam
Hussein joke. I'm telling you.
Saddam
The
Hussein.
Iraqis are furious with me right now because of Feuerstein, right?
Feuerstein.
Okay, but just think about here at Valuetainment. We got some of the best video editors. We got some of the best producers. We've got some of the best graphic designers. How many of them have 4-year degrees?
You got a college degree, Paul. You got a 4-year.
Yeah.
You do? Sam, 4-year.
Two double degrees.
You got 2 double degrees. What the hell are we doing hiring these people?
Watch,
Mario, you got a degree.
Hold on, whatever.
Kai, degree? No degree. Maybe
No,
the smartest guy in the office.
Okay, but
Maybe, definitely.
Sam's degree is not even in video. I think it's in like accounting or okay. So it's becoming less and less likely.
It's sling.
Sling, yeah. But Pat, when we hire guys at the agency that we're about to announce here in the next couple of weeks, we don't hire guys that have 4-year degrees to run ads at these agencies because they're graduating with degrees in MySpace. Okay, and that's what there's this frustration, especially in the tech industry, with people that are graduating with degrees in MySpace, but then Facebook, Snapchat, like they're so far behind times.
We don't got 4-year degrees. We got 4-year Steins.
Slightly funny or no? I didn't find it funny, but from a comedian, you can make bad
Yeah,
jokes.
I went there.
Go ahead. So, what do you
You
think
switch it
about
from-
it? What do you think about this stuff?
Skills pay the bills, degrees pays fees. It's like.
So you're Team Trump on this. You're with him.
Wow.
If you want to label me Team Trump on this,
On this issue.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I
right.
think more than anything, people are coming to
But
realize
here's-
skills pay the bills, degrees not so much anymore.
Here's why I think that this is good. Then I want to get your take on it, Pat. Think about how many people are no longer going to feel like they have to be tied to a degree, therefore tied to student debt. Think about how many people this is going to liberate because we're going to take the handcuffs off of these kids, and they're not going to be handcuffed with flipping $200,000, $300,000 worth of student debt for the beginning of their professional career.
But what's the disclaimer here, though?
Tell us.
You still need to be educated. You can't just, I don't, graduate from high school and I'm
I
good.
don't think that's what he's saying.
No,
I don't think that's what he's
I'm not
saying.
even saying that about Josh, but anyone who's just listening and just basically saying, I don't need a degree, I'll do whatever I want.
Listen.
You still got to read. You guys still got to put in the work, but you no longer need to,
Look,
burden yourself with student loan debt.
This is coming from a guy, myself, I went to Glendale Community College. I had an English teacher named Van Dam, which is a great last name, by the way, especially at that time. In 97,
that's the biggest name of the
97 Van Dam's a great last name. Can you imagine you go to a club and you say, what's your name, girl? You know, she says Mary. What's your name? Van Dam. Right? Can you imagine that, right? With the kick, right?
Pennies come on.
So me and Kogan used to go to take Van Dam, and eventually one day I tell Kogan, I said, Kogan, you're not going to find me in this class anymore. I'm bored out of my mind. I would sit out there and I would play spades with my buddy Armand, okay? Now, Armand ends up, he runs one of the best restaurants in LA called Rafi's Place. Shout out to Rafi's Place, to everybody in Glendale who goes to Rafi's Place. And he does what he does. Now, now he goes and gets his degree later on, but he runs his business. Now, Steve, on the other hand, is one of our friends. Him and his friend Alfred, very good friends of ours. Steve was a Michael Jordan of our high school. He runs a transportation company. By the way, he says he's watched every episode, and he sent a video to me that I'm going to play for people to watch. Steve, if you're watching this, shout out to Steve and Afo for saying this.
This is the Michael Jordan of your high school.
Maybe better than a Michael Jordan at our high school.
Regard?
He was
In
that
what
good.
capacity? In
He
basketball?
holds every record in our high school.
Wow.
People would drive just to watch this guy play. But he was 5'10" in ninth grade. He was 5'10" in his senior year. If I would have given him my height, he would have been the NBA.
We got another guy who's 5'10" in the office who says he's the Michael Jordan of ping pong at PHP.
Well, he is Michael Jordan of PHP ping pong at the office. Because but going back to it, Steve runs a business with Alpha. They do run $300 million per year, okay? We run a nice-sized business over here with what we do, our 15,000 agents, right? I see all of these stories with degrees. Guy dropped out of college. I got a couple things, and then I left, went into business. This right here with this executive order, this is scary for every single university. Here's why. When I read today's article about what Harvard announced, by the way, if you're watching this, press the thumbs up if you're liking this and share this so we can get to the 2,000 number, and we'll be announcing after the 8th episode if we're going to go do this live or not. But so far, we're having a good time. So again, press the thumbs up and comment below and share this so we can get more of our friends on this here. Now watch what happens here. I posted something on Facebook today with what Harvard just announced. And here's what I said. I said, why doesn't Harvard just come out and announce to everybody that they're a business? You're not a university. Stop claiming you're a university. You ain't no university. Your priority is not education. Your priority is endowment. Why do you need to get me to pay $49,000 a year to your school? Why? You couldn't do $49,000 at $29,000? You couldn't do it at $28,000? Why are you doing it at $49,000? Are you not saving a lot of money yourself? What kind of an organization are you? And you're still sitting on, Kai, find out how much money Harvard has on their endowment. What is it, 60 billion? If you can pull it up right here, universities with biggest endowments. Okay, endowment. Yeah, there you go. W, perfect.
Type in well-endowed universities.
Yeah, don't type in well-endowed. We have a Christian Josh here. His family's not going to watch the podcast. Harvard has $41 billion in endowment. Do you know what that is, Kai? Kai, how many students does Harvard have every year that they go to Harvard? Is it 6,000? I think the number is 6,000. I'm going to do basic math here for you, okay? I'm going to do basic math here for you. They got 22,000 students per year. Often there's something roughly 6,700 students who attend Harvard College, but 22,000 per year. Okay, so let's take $40 billion. $40 billion. Harvard, $40 billion in endowment. Okay,
that's a lot.
If we were to divide this by what? $49,000. If we divided it by $49,000, Harvard has 816,000 students they can pay this for. If we divided that by 22,000 students per year, Harvard can pay free tuition for every single one of their students for 37 years. You mean to tell me, Mr. Harvard, all the professors that are at Harvard, all the incredible professors, that what they care about is what? Social, all the social awareness, all the good things they want to do. You couldn't say, if you made it to Harvard for the next 6 months, tuition free, you couldn't do it. You couldn't say, Harvard, we're going to do 50%. No, you got to take $49,000. Harvard, just send a tweet out already and say, we are for profit. We are not for nonprofit. We are for profit. We are a business. We're not a university. And if you did that, you know what I would say? Cool. I don't have a problem sending my kids to a company to learn how to do things, but you're definitely not a university. You're a business. So this executive order right here, if I'm a dean at a big university, I'm shivering right now saying this could completely change our business model.
Do you think that Trump's doing this because he knows that higher education, as we showed Adam just a few weeks ago, that higher education is run by the liberal left, and so he sees it as an opportunity to basically make going to college with the exception of if you're going to medical school or blah, blah, blah.
STEM is STEM. You need college. There's
But
no question about it.
Do you think he's trying to make college irrelevant because he knows it's controlled by the liberals?
It could be. It could potentially be that direction, but I don't think it's fully that direction. I just think for him, he's about skill over, but there could be potentially somewhere on the political side as well. Because again, you're sending your kids to school for 4 years to realize how bad rich people are and how bad capitalism is.